Now, the next thing is, what is baseball going to do about it?
What's the state of California going to do?
What's baseball going to do about it? Is Shohei going to get suspended? Where's this investigation going? Because it's not stopping.
I don't know.
What do you want to happen?
I just want to see how it plays out. I want the truth. I want to see how it plays out. Because this is when you allow gambling into sports, this is what you open up Pandora's box to.
Yeah.
We're going to get a lot of guys who are doing this. Now, some people got big money. Some people are Bruno Mars is gambling in Las Vegas, right? He had a residency. Apparently, he's got $50 million in debt.
And
right?
MGM came out and said, no, he doesn't have $50 million. It's like, we sure about that?
Well, even if he did, he's still making $90 a year.
Well,
but this is big boy money we're talking about here. Not everybody has big boy money. Jonte Porter don't have big boy money. His brother may have big boy money. He doesn't. So maybe he is better. I don't know where this goes, man. It's a speculation sensation. What does baseball do about it? I have no idea. We'll talk to Darryl Lavelle. Do we have the Pete Rose sound? No, we don't have Pete Rose.
Pete Rose basically said that he should have had an interpreter.
Yeah, if he had an interpreter in the 70s and 80s, he'd be in the Hall of Fame, basically. That's what Pete Rose said.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what they can prove. I don't know what they can do. I'm not sure what I'm even looking for. All I'm saying is when I saw that yesterday, I was like, I just don't. Sorry, bud. Don't believe you.
I never bet on baseball.
As someone who defended Barry Bonds, and I didn't believe Barry Bonds either, and defending him in the sense of, like, we all knew he took something. Like, duh. We all knew he took something. But, like, yeah, everybody else was doing it too. And yeah, he deserves some sort of a punishment. I feel like the punishment has not been equitable across the board. I look at the Shohei thing and I'm like, yeah, I don't believe you either.
Well, there's a lot of people who are gambling. There's a lot of people who are doing roids. There's a lot of people who do whatever they got to do to play a game. Some people smoke weed right before a game. They got to be high to play. Some people take a couple shots to play. Who knows if cocaine is part of the problem? You can't tell me it's not. Can't tell me it's not.
Crack. Vince Coleman on line one.
I mean, come on, man. Lawrence Taylor went out there and won NFL MVP off crack cocaine. Are you kidding me? I mean, some of these guys, man, they got to do what they got to do to get ready for a game.
Who was the running back in Playmakers?
Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother, Omar Gooding.
Yes.
Playmakers. It was like a 50-minute halftime. He was able to take off his shoulder pads, meet the dude in the tunnel, get his cocaine, smoke cocaine, throw up a little bit, take a 15-minute nap, and then put his shoulder pads back on and run 400 yards.
Playmakers is the greatest show that no one wants you to see.
Oh, well, it's on YouTube. I watched it back during the pandemic. The Playmakers was so real that the NFL said, ESPN, you got two choices. You can air Playmakers for a season 2, but then we're going to take the NFL away from you. So what's your choice? You're either going to play Playmakers or not.
So, I'm thinking about like some of the great moments in baseball history, just to stick on baseball for just a moment, because we're talking about Shohei. Like the Cal Ripken moment where they grooved him a pitch for a home run. Like we all agree, right? That All-Star game, that ball was grooved to him.
Maybe.
But you can never prove it.
Yeah. I thought it was I thought he wanted to give him something to hit. Who threw that?
I forget.
Who threw that pitch? Because the All-Star game was in Seattle, right?
And we've had Mike Bassick on a few times, and he threw the home run pitch to Barry Bonds that he hit into center field, which broke the Hank Aaron record at the time. And I wouldn't say that he maliciously threw him something over the plate, but he did acknowledge to all of us that he was like, yeah, I wasn't going to walk around him.
Adam Wainwright. Was that the one in Minnesota?
I didn't know that.
I think that's where it was, but he definitely did that one to Jeter, and then everyone called him out. He's like, oh yeah, I kind of grooved it, and then he wanted to backpedal. He's like, no, I didn't. I was like, who cares?
No, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't care either. But
what if you had
Pandora's box.
But if you had a prop bet, though,
exactly.
If you had a prop bet on Adam Wainwright going through an inning scoreless. I mean, scoreless pitch and scoreless
betting on an MLB All-Star game. That's like betting on the Little League World Series. Am I right? Who does that?
408 Comcast Business Text line. You can take a 15-minute nap off cocaine on Playmakers. You can. The show Playmakers.
The cocaine's happening.
So listen, man. I knew I was having a problem, and I had to check myself when I bet on the Little League World Series. And there was a kid in Hawaii running down the first baseline. I felt like he wasn't running hard enough. He was running hard enough, but I looked at the TV.
No, you did not.
No, I said, get your ass down the line. And I said, you know what? I got an issue. I got an issue.
You told a 12-year-old on ESPN, which the game shouldn't be on ESPN to some degree. I think it's because of this right here.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
of this right
and
here.
I knew right there, I said, I need to check myself. This is bad.
Was that your rock bottom?
That was my rock bottom. But you know what? I was trying to win money. Your boy's broke. Hawaii was rolling, man.
Good for you for recognizing it, though.
Yeah, you know.
What's more egregious, Danny Almonte pretending to be 12 and being like 15, or Bonte yelling at a 12-year-old for not
Through the
hustling?
TV.
Oh, it's
like-
definitely Bonte yelling at the TV.
No, I felt like he could have beat the ground around. Damn kid.
I mean,
Come
if
on,
you're
man.
yelling at little leaguers through the TV in general, money on it or not,
I mean,
Well, I yell at Little Leaguers every day. I was at South Sunset yesterday
Right, there
doing
you
that,
go.
but that was
well, you're their
practice.
There you
coach. You're
go.
supposed to.
Yeah.
well, so what though? You're in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, playing in the Little League World Series, and your ass ain't busting it down the first baseline.
I
Damn it,
agree.
I got money down. Come on, you're 12.
I'm with Bonte on this
You
one,
know,
actually. Yeah.
you got to practice good habits. This is where it starts, kid.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not busting your butt down the first baseline in a Little League World Series game. That's going to piss a lot of people off, especially people who have money on that game.
Too many Capri Suns and orange slices out
Yeah,
there.
we're not
Everyone's
doing that.
cheering
This
them
is-
for just
this
making
is
the tournament.
Williamsport, damn
They're
it.
not
you a question.
winning.
This is Williamsport.
If you found out Justin Verlander grooved those pitches to Pablo Sandoval in the World Series, doesn't that change everything for
Yeah,
everyone?
But we know
I'm just
Verlander's not
asking.
doing
I'm
that.
just asking.
It does change everything.
Doesn't it change everything for
People
everyone?
already think this stuff is fixed.
No, it's not.
People
fixed.
already think it's fixed. I've had people sit me down. Seriously.
Bosa on the 4th and 2 or
Exactly.
whatever. He had the Chiefs.
You know
and he
there's
was
a-
like, ah!
Shasky, there's that one guy in your family or that one friend who sits you down and says, this is why it's fixed.
Oh, I hate that.
and
guy.
they're conspiracy
Yeah,
theorists and
they're
they
out
know
of their
for
minds.
sure it's
Yeah.
fixed. Like Ed is saying, I'm like, babe, there's too many variables to
I
fix
totally
a game.
agree.
Now, referees can control it. They could call a bad call. Like if I was an NFL ref, right?
Yeah.
I knew I had control if I had the under, right? Or the over in the game. And there's questionable contact down the field, I'm throwing a yellow flag and calling the pass interference. Because I'm thinking about the over. Like, think about a referee.
Oh, well, that's a different question. So, for example, like I always believe in basketball in particular, you could take control of a game almost immediately. You know how many near fouls there are in the first quarter of a game? You want to get a superstar on the bench?
You could
that
do
can
that.
happen in
You could
seconds.
do that in seconds, dude.
Seconds.
You could do that in
Strike
seconds.
zone is pretty obvious.
Are you kidding me? You could do that in seconds.
Who's the guy that Roxy Bernstein cannot stand? The umpire.
Oh, CB Buckner?
CB
CB
Buckner.
Oh, he's horrible.
Well, CB Buckner's bad. Angel Hernandez.
Oh, awful.
I mean, they're the worst of the worst. Gosh, don't get me started on them.
Who was the guy at first base? With the guy had the Detroit Tiger
Jim
had
Joyce.
Jim
Jim
Joyce.
Joyce.
And he started crying.
Hey,
he took away
And he
a perfect
felt bad
game.
at least.
He
Like, he
felt
felt bad.
bad.
CB Buckner and Angel Hernandez don't care. They forget the count half the time.
Who's the umpire in the OG Cardinals-Royals World Series? He called the guy safe on the grounder. The St. Louis Cardinals would have won the World Series.
that was
Whitey Herzog was the manager for
that
the
was a
Cardinals.
play at first
Don
base.
Play at first
Yeah,
base.
that was a play
Don
at first
Deckinger.
base.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that was
didn't
a
call
play
it
at
out.
first base.
And the Royals, he blew the World Series.
Keith Hernandez at first, I believe.
Maybe for the Cardinals when he was with the Cardinals
I
at the
believe,
time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
No,
a
you're
famous
right.
blow call.
Yeah.
So these guys blow calls all the time. Money. Speaking of money, anybody betting on the Warriors today over the Miami Heat? Anybody betting on the
When
Dubs?
you bring up gambling and betting, you know what I think of?
What?
And I'm dead serious on this. I think of Jarrett Jack in a post-game conversation with Jim Barnett years ago.
Oh.
Do you remember this?
Oh, I do remember
So
it.
the Warriors, I'm dead
Yeah,
serious.
I do remember this.
As we talk about
Yes, we don't talk about that.
And Jared Jack, it sounded like he had again. I'm telling you what it felt like. It felt like he had money on the Warriors when we were talking about teams bet, and he had referenced
have that?
what?
Do we have that sound?
Well, that's where the drop came from.
That's
Like,
where the
this
drop
is
came from.
This is
Don't talk about that.
This is where the drop came from, and it was Jared Jack, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Don't talk
Jared
about
Jack
that.
in Miami.
Chad Hope Park gave up the home run to Cal Ripken Jr., by the way. Chad Hope Park.
I thought we were talking about Adam Wainwright to Jarek Jeter. Remember
Yeah.
he grooved that?
Yes.
Sorry, I
Yes.
missed that one. Okay.
Yeah. No, Chad,
Well, that was his 3,000th hit, which ended up being a home run. Is that the one you're talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about the All-Star
All-Star
game.
game.
All-Star
Derek
game.
Jeter's
All-Star.
last
Yeah.
All-Star game, and Adam Wainwright grooved the pitch, and then he backtracked on it. It was a whole big deal.
But I'm telling you, I think of when you bring up the Miami Heat and the Warriors, I always think of that Jared Jack post
Talking
game.
about Green hit the layup?
Yes.
The game with a layup? That was like the baby Dubs.
That was like the
such a
beginning. That was one of the
fun
best
game.
wins of that,
Yeah,
that
they were
early.
against the Heatles.
Yes.
Oh, it was a great win.
And
Great
Jared Jack's
win.
like, yeah, you know, Mayweather was talking smack. Was it Mayweather on the sidelines?
Mayweather may have been courtside.
And he was
'Cause he
talking
was
about who
courtside in a
was
lot of
betting
those
on
games.
what. Speaking of guys who bet a lot of money on
Thank you.
stuff,
Right.
Floyd Mayweather's like notorious for betting on himself.
He would only post his winning tickets. Then sometimes he bet his losing tickets. Like, look, I don't just bet the winners. Or he would like to tell you what he was betting. He would bet the logo of the team he was betting on. So if he's betting on the Packers, he'll just post on Instagram a Packers helmet. People bet because of Floyd Mayweather. He lost a lot of money betting, man. Do not follow a Floyd Mayweather bet. He's bet like $1 million to win 500,000.
His earnings, though, are unbelievable
Oh,
in
it
his
is.
career. Almost like $1 billion.
It's incredible. And now he's getting paid off the exhibitions.
Absolutely incredible.
What a week.
Don't talk about that.
What's crazy, and I know we're a sports show, we haven't even talked about Puffy. That's how crazy this week has been in sports.
Well, listen, we're not going to talk about Puffy on this show. What do you mean we haven't talked about
Hit
Puffy?
me with the Barnett.
What the hell were we going to talk about Puffy? You were going to talk about Puffy? I'm not talking about Puffy.
I'm good.
Why'd you bring him up?
I saw a video of them at a party and him sitting there, and he just looked so sad, and the whole thing was just odd.
The downfall is coming,
Oh.
and it's coming hard.
I mean, when you take your private plane and you try to leave the country,
And they're like, no.
it's like the modern OJ fleecing.
I mean, we're not talking about Diddy. He got both his houses raided in Miami and LA.
simultaneous.
I'm not laughing. It's not funny what's going on.
When I think of your house being raided, I think of Henry Hill flushing stuff down the toilet with his
man.
wife and Goodfellas.
Jeez, Karen.
What
And
about
he's like sweating
What about Tony
and he's
Soprano sprinting from Johnny Sack's house?
Oh, and he pulls that was a good one when he threw the gun into the snow.
The snow.
Yeah.
We have the Polly Walnuts whenever we make a Sopranos reference.
I like that.
You know what? On the second watch back, so we're about 4 episodes away from ending it. Anna's like sad about it ending. She loves the show. We actually got through we just got through the part where Chris passed away in the car accident and Tony
Chris didn't
Soprano.
pass away.
Well,
He did not pass
Tony
away.
Soprano helped expedite the process.
I could never pass a drug test, Tony. I'll never clear
Tony
it.
looked at the car seat, was like, "Yeah, it's time for you to go."
And then the name of that episode is the two girls who were driving by.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, did we just hit something?
Right. Oh my God. I have my learner's permit. It doesn't work at night. I need to go home now. No, Tony Soprano's like, I'm going to expedite this bad boy. I'm
Oh,
going to expedite it.
poor Chris.
Poor Chris. But, Anna's kind of sad about it. But Paulie, on the second watch, I don't like Paulie. Paulie's
He's a
clown.
dirtbag.
Paulie
He's a
shoulda got
dirtbag.
whacked.
He should have got whacked.
I believe, in my theory, I know people have different theories on how it ended. I believe Butchie, I believe Patsy, and I believe Paulie Walnuts all conspired to kill Tony.
Yeah, I do too.
That's if you watch when you'll get to the last episode, Patsy and Paulie are talking in the urinal, and it was very odd and very, very. And then the cat that keeps looking at snitches because the cat is obviously for. If you're singing like a bird, that means you're a snitch and you're a double cross. The cat keeps looking at Paulie. I don't know. Paulie seems very suspect after watching it multiple times.
Yeah, he is suspect. He is very, very. I wish Tony did get rid of him on the boat for talking to Johnny Sacks. Bee's knees. Laughed my ass off, Bonte, for any spoilers on the 20-year episode. You never know who hasn't watched
So
The
was she
Sopranos.
more sad that Chrissy got whacked or that Chrissy's girlfriend got whacked?
No, she knew Chrissy's girlfriend had to go. She had to. We were like sitting there on the second watch back. I'm like, why didn't you just leave when Tony Soprano called you? You knew the drill. Oh, Sil's gonna come get you.
She was so naive.
She was dumb. And Sil was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Chrissy's gonna be okay.
She was also reckless.
Yeah, she was reckless.
Well, and
Big
I
time.
thought Tony and her were gonna.
Yeah, well, they were. Yeah. Let's go to. Loveman's like having a conversation with our callers. I was gonna go to a caller. And at 8957
Wait, shocking.
9570.
Lubman's long-winded.
Oh boy.
He's vetting the caller. He's doing his job back here. I'm very quick when I'm screening calls. Yeah, what's your take? And then I cut him off halfway through. All right, get on hold.
Have you seen the Nickelodeon documentary?
Oh, I watched all 4 episodes.
I will not
Oh
watch
my God.
I will not watch it.
I watched all 4
I don't
episodes.
watch that stuff.
And let me just say this.
No.
No,
I'm
I
not
wanna say about
watching it.
people that are coaching and stuff that are out there.
I'm not watching it.
The biggest when people trust you around their children, there is a responsibility that's higher than what normal responsibilities are for like common and just what I expect out of like decency and stuff. When you violate children and the trust and you are just there's a special place for those people. I don't know. It makes me so irate when I watch that doc. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. I don't watch stuff like that. I don't need
It's disgusting.
I just don't. I don't watch stuff.
Well,
like that.
and the company, the corporation as a whole should have been disciplined further, and the individuals. It's disgusting how many people went to bat for those just dirt bags.
Let's go to Howard in the Bay. Howard.